Hey, it's Mr. Typhlosion. Back with another installment of the DeadCast. I have to kind of find out how I want to narrate these and how I want to go about it. This one isn't going to be extensive, and now that I'm doing this one, I might just condense it until this becomes bigger, let's say that. And I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Dead by Daylight and where I'm at with it right now, and how I feel. And I apologize if I cough or sound a bit phlegmy. I am recovering over a sickness that I developed recently. But I just kind of wanted to, I don't know, let's talk about Dead by Daylight. I mean, that's what this podcast / I don't know what I want it to be. Originally, I want it to be a podcast. That's kind of what I was gunning for. But we'll see. It's going to be a short little episode, I guess. So I'm looking here on the Dead by Daylight forums, forum.deadbydaylight.com. Never been on here before. It's kind of barren looking at the site, but I'm not here to review the site. I'm here just to talk about Dead by Daylight. Now, Chapter 14. There's a teaser trailer for Chapter 14. In this trailer, it's evident that it's going to be something related heavily. Maybe not. Maybe it's something to kind of throw us off track, to get our minds thinking and working and wanting us to believe that it's going to be one direction. They might flip it another direction. But as it stands, the trailer, it shows the Yakamoto. I'm not sure if that's the exact name. I honestly I've been playing this game for so long, and I've been in that map 1,000 times, but I couldn't tell you the name of it because it's just one of those things you don't really pay attention to too much. So in this trailer, it's the spirit, we'll say that. It's the spirit's map. And overlaid on top of the ambience is this male's voice. Obviously, it's speaking in Japanese. And I don't have the trailer popped up in front of me right now, so I couldn't tell you exactly what it says verbatim. But I feel that it's going to be related to the spirit in some way. Maybe like a male spirit character. What I'm hoping for personally is I'm hoping for it to be like the spirit's dad, because if you look at the spirits, you know what, now that we're on this, let's talk a little bit about the spirit now, and then we can get into Chapter 14 and speculations. So I apologize if there's any background noise, but we're looking here at the spirit. So the lore behind the spirit, and this is off of the wiki page, is Rin was the only child of the Yamako. We're just going to say that. Yamako family. She was raised in the dusty halls of the traditional house in Kagawa. She studied education in Takamatsu, a private university, which weighed heavily on her family's shaky finances. Her mother got ill that year, and the bills started piling up. Rin worked part-time in a fertile attempt to help lighten the load. Her father faced a debt that grew without end. He started working double shifts in hopes to obtain a promotion. That's when he started losing sleep. A dark whisper would keep him awake all night, reminding him of his hopeless situation. Exhausted, he started to lose grasp of reality, fighting to deny what the voice whispered at night. Rin's father made a desperate move. He met with his superior and explained his situation. He begged for a bonus, an advance, time off, anything. Why would... Hold on. Let's break that. Let's break the immersion there. Why would he ask for time off? That doesn't sound like I think someone needs to go back in there and fix that, because that doesn't sound right. Why would you, if you're looking for money, why would you look for time off. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, his request was denied. The company had launched a defective production line that was costing them dearly. Someone had to be held accountable for Ren's father's, fitted the bill perfectly. Wow. He was fired after 22 years of service. So we're not going to read the entire thing, but essentially Ren, or the spirit, is what now she is. That's the lore. That's the base lore. A poor family in a very bad situation, into which, led the father going down this grudge-like pathway of killing the family and then killing Ren, and then Ren getting consumed by the entity and then brought to the spirit, Dead by Daylight. So let's actually get to the last paragraph here. Something's catching my eye. Coughing up blood, her chin grazed the glass, adding to the bleeding. A low-pitched heartbeat started to ring in her ears. Her body felt so heavy she could no longer move. The ground shook with her father's footsteps. She knew she was not going to make it, but she no longer cared. She would make him pay, in this life or the next. A dark fog slowly veiled her eyes, but it could not subdue her rage. She could not rest, not yet. The darkness whispered, promising blood and revenge. An oath was made, and Ren closed her eyes. So at that last bit, he will pay in this life or the next. I believe that what's gonna happen is they're gonna bring her father into this mix. Her father's gonna probably be the next killer. In the trailer, it zooms on this Japanese mask. I don't know the proper name for it, but it zooms on this mask, and there's a male's voice. So just putting two to two together, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a safe bet that it's going to be maybe not her father, but something to do with that. I mean, who else could it be? Same map, same building. It's too good to be true. You know what I mean? It's just too good to be true. So moving on from the teaser trailer, I'm not sure when that's gonna drop. It was just released November of 2019. I'm late on seeing this because, well, yeah, I was in the field for about 30 days, and well, I don't get to be home, unfortunately, all the time to do stuff like this and participate in the community events and updates and all that. So I'm just glad that I'm back and I can cover it now. So November 14th, I believe, is when this developers update came out. Developer update in November. So dedicated servers have been over for a little bit of a month. Dedicated servers have been live on the PC version of the game. What are your guys' opinion about the dedicated server? I remember when they first came out, it was a little shaky, but I think they're doing pretty good. I've never had a match red anymore. You don't see red anymore, and that's awesome. That's an awesome thing. I know just the people that I hang out with and I play with, we didn't really like it at first. Everyone was really just against it, but I think it's now getting better. It's getting a little bit better. At least the match, it's not too bad. I don't think I've had any lag switches or anything crazy like that, so that's good. Okay, so I'm looking at this developer note, and let's read. First and foremost, we can tweak certain values behind the scenes without requiring a game update. This includes things like the game deems to be acceptable, connections, and various matchmaking elements. This way, we can test a variety of changes without forcing everyone to update the game repeatedly. So, from what it's saying is, since they moved their game to dedicated servers, they're able to update the game based off the servers without making everyone update their game like it normally would have been, which is cool. Leaving the servers on also allows us to collect far more feedback. We are hard at work making sure that as many gameplay issues as possible are ironed out before the full launch of dedicated servers. So they're still not out yet, according to this article. They're not out yet, but they will be out very, very soon. Okay. So I've seen something here that catches my eyes, including a fix for delay. What is that? Stalking in the 3.3.2 hotfix. Thanks for reports we are receiving thus far. We are looking to improve certain killing powers, perks, dead hard, and the interaction system, picking pallets or generators. So let's talk about a little bit of that. This is gonna go in a bunch of different directions, but that's a big issue for me, and I'm sure that's a big issue for anyone that plays the game. There's a lot of times where you're throwing a pallet down or you're vaulting and a killer's behind you and they swing and you're clear as day across this object and you're getting smacked still. So I don't know if that's like a server issue. They did make a change to the nurse, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be here in this. No, okay. It's not gonna be here in this patch nurse, but the nurse was changed, and the nurse was changed in an interesting way. And so this is why I say, what if it's possibly the servers? And when the dedicated servers fully come out, maybe we'll see less of this BS, because that's really what it is. It's BS. And so they changed the nurse, right? Let's get back to that. Let's go about that a little bit more. So the nurse was changed slightly with her reappearance time. With the reappearance time, it's like a couple of seconds faster. It's like a couple of point seconds faster. That way, this isn't verbatim, this isn't word for word, but it pretty much said, so you wouldn't be, or it wouldn't look like you were getting hit by nothing when she was actually supposed to be there. So her reappearance time is actually faster. That way you can see that she's connecting with you. And so with delay, that just delays that even more. And so you would spawn with the nurse, or you would teleport with the nurse, she would blink, smack somebody for, in a ridiculous manner. And so I'm not sure if that's like the server issue or like before when it was just connection based, but some of those hits are crazy. Like, I can recall you guys a time where I was looping a Huntress. Huntress was out of hatchets, so she was just chasing me. This was the swamp map, so we were off in the corner where that big log tree is. I jump over the log tree and she's tailing behind me, and then I'm clear across this thing, guys. I'm clear across this freaking tree trunk, and I just look at her, I just turn around and look at her like, ha, I'm on the other side, you can't get me. And it's not like I was close to it, I'm not dumb, So I'm away from it. I'm not against the freaking tree trunk where she can still reach me. I know that can still reach you across if you're close enough. But I was not. I was a good couple of feet back from that. And she swung that dang axe in her hands, not through the hatchet. She swung the axe, and it still hit me. That is a load of horse crap. Those hitboxes need to go or something, man. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, so 13 minutes already. I was trying to find a way to increase the time of this, and rambling is something that I do really good. But if you guys are enjoying it, then I will enjoy it as well. So, the archives is this new thing that just came out. With last chapter patch, we launched a brand new feature, the archives. We are happy to see that mostly positive reception so far, although we are taking note of feedback as well. We like to address some of the common feedback we receive from the first Rift tome. One of the main talking points is the difficulty of the first tome. The first tome of this tome is fairly easy to complete. Often taking only one match to complete, taking only one match to complete a given challenge. This was the initial discussion by our team. We wanted to make sure that the levels served as a introduction to the archives, so everyone could get an understanding how this feature works. At the same time, due to an error, some of you may have seen a sneak peek of the 4th level of the tome. The level is significantly more difficult than the first. The intention is for the levels to gradually become more challenging the further you progress. With that in mind, we intend to use following levels to gather feedback and adjust future levels and tomes if needed. And then it has the different tomes when they drop. Tome level 2 came out it's gonna come out the first tome's already out, or the second level tome is already out. It came out on the 13th. The next tome level 3, will come out on the 27th, and level 4 will come out on the 18th of December. And I'm not against the little feature, but I'm not really with it as well. I think the game was fine how it was. I was actually streaming today, and I looked at the archives, and I was reminded of Identity V, the mobile version of Dead by Daylight, essentially. Probably not even made by the same people, but the way they're going with like the detective thing in the archives and lore and all that, they're very similar right now in that. So I mean, I don't know. I don't mind that they're giving us more of the story. They're giving us the more of the how. Some people like lore, just like when we read off Rin's lore just now. It's cool to see where these characters come from, what their purpose is, and why they are in the situation that they are. When I first saw Dead by Daylight, it was through a YouTuber that I watch, and he went out of his way to play a different game, and watching that, I was instantly hooked on it. There's just something about Dead by Daylight that captured everyone that just interacted with it, and that's awesome. The game is awesome. It's been years. 2016 is when this game came out. It's 2019, almost 2020, and this game is still going strong. I don't know the longevity of this game. I don't know if there's gonna be anything that comes close to it, but I'm glad it did come out. That's all I got for now. I could ramble on way longer, but we'll save that for future installments. As long as I'm in my studio or office, making it sound like I actually have the digs to have a studio. That'd be cool. But as long as I'm in my office, I will be able to record these. Let me know what you guys think about the archives and the potential Chapter 14. Well, not even potential, the up-and-coming Chapter 14. Let me know what you guys think about that below. I'm Mr. Typhlosion. I'll see you guys in the fog.